Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to cloud test lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
Recorder, please let me know. Volume, okay, let me try that. How about this? I just reset it. Okay. Small recap. Recap is we started Spring. Spring has two important properties. One is called dependency injection. So here. Okay. So we learned about Spring. We learned about dependency injection, and now we are learning about how to set something as a string and something as an integer, and how really Spring understands that you think is about string. So let me write a constructor for washer. Washer doesn't have one. So washer has one, but it doesn't take input. So let's have a string and into an input. So let me add something like this. Private company. Every washer has a company for sure. And I will type at string. So company is a string. And private. We need an integer parameter, and let me add an integer as gallons. So this is like how much gallons of water or how much gallons of load it can accept. So these are the two parameters, and let us accept this as a constructor argument. Okay, so that we will understand how to pass a specific thing. So now let's do this. Let's take this company. And also take, also take integer gallons. Okay, and now again, like whatever you are accepting, just set it there as local variables. Field variable, class variable, and gallons. This is it. So now think about this. When I am creating a constructor of washer, then I need to pass company and gallons, so the capacity of that particular washer. So if I need to do that, if I am supposed to do that, then how do I pass that with the help of standard example? You perfectly know it, and how you will do it is when you are creating this washer, you will use, now I will not use this property. What I will do is I will use constructor argument. Okay, and you perfectly know how to do that. Name, okay, and in name you can specify the name of that particular element. Like this is company, okay, and in value you can specify that company is GE, and let me close that. And another constructor argument here itself, and as a name. And value is 20 is huge, 5. Okay, 5 gallons, that's it. So this is a washer, and we created an instance of this with the help of constructor arguments. Now consider an example when you do not specify a name, when you just specify the values, and this is completely possible. The name is not required. But as of now, let's specify this and let's try to instantiate this function stuff with the help of our sprint test. So we have this getting washer, and you can just print. Now I do need a getter method to print those things. So let me add them. I'll not add status and getter. I'll remove getter, and I'll just add a getter method. Okay, and then let me print. I don't know that. Company. Okay, and we want to access that company information once we create the washer dot get company. This is what I want. So let's access it real quick and check whether we are getting it properly or not. We should get it properly. We are not. What is it? Error. I just cancel. What is the error? SPI. Okay, because we don't have that constructor now. So here, this one. Okay. So the company is GE. You got it. Okay. Forget about this laptop configuration. We are not concentrating on that now. So if you remove these names, that is also works. Okay. And let's run our test. Okay. It actually took it and in the order of how I declare it. So in washer, I declared company and gallon in this order. And in here, in spring, I just declared in the same order. This is fine. This is completely fine. Now think about this. If we have, let's say, if we want to change this order, if you want VA declared later and 5 declared first, then there is a way to identify what to pass where. So you can do that with the help of type. So in type, you can just mention that this particular thing is. So you can just define what type that particular is, which is java.It. Okay, you can just specify that. Okay, so let's try that. Can't hear me? Fading away. Is it fine now? I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, so I'm just trying to do type here. I'm not sure today we are facing a lot of problems in web access. It's dimming down. Screen sharing is also stopping sometimes. Okay, so here it's java.lang.string. Okay, and you do not have to specify anything else here because you already know that if one is java.lang.string, the string is assigned to it, then nothing is left for this particular stuff. So it will automatically assign to another one. You can also specify java.lang.integer, but yeah, it's not required. And you can definitely try that without that and with that. Okay, there is no harm in trying, and of course you will get the proper answer. Okay, so you can specify the motto of this small demo is you can specify the type if you have multiple things in constructor arguments, and if you do not want to specify a particular name in constructor argument. It's not really mandatory though, because it's really hard for you to understand what name is declared where around. Okay, so if you just know that what are the things you need to pass, you can just declare those values and you're good to go. Okay. So this is not a stopping point. Spring actually does a lot of stuff for you. Spring actually do auto-while. So we will understand that concept. Before that, we will also understand a small concept called as internal beans. So what is inner beans? Let me go to the questions. If argument can be converted to respective type, we do run. Absolutely, there will be an exception. And let's see a small example of that exception. Here, instead of 5, let's again. You can't hear again low voice. Let me reset my audio, people. Yeah, let me reset it. Okay, is it okay now? Okay. Yeah, today there is a little trouble. We are making sure that everybody gets it right. Okay. So the question was, if we are giving a wrong, if we are giving a wrong value, whether we will get a runtime exception. Absolutely, you will get a runtime exception. And the example is, I have a highest volume now. I cannot increase it anymore. I can't move. It's stick to my mouth. It's almost stick to my mouth. I can't move with that. Okay. So now we will specify another value here, which is let me add a getter for this. Okay. You know how to add a getter. Real simple thing. Get and now it returns a getter for you. Okay. So this is the getter method we created, and now instead of integer, I will be passing some string which cannot be converted to integer. Okay, and now here you go. You just mentioned something like what's another company like, like okay, this is another very popular company. Here I am specifying type, or I will not. Okay, as I specified java.lang string, this will be taken as java.lang integer, and it will try to convert that to integer for sure. So let's see whether it does that. And what we are expecting is we are expecting an error. So let's see whether we get a proper error. We are expecting a runtime error. Okay, here you go, and I'm running it. Okay, we got the error, and the error is the reference entity decker must end with no, we cannot use that and inside XML. This is not what we are expecting. This is our format exception, and now we will try to do this. Okay, this is the error we are expecting, and that is error in creating bean. Okay, and it says unsatisfied dependency exception. So remember this exception types: unsatisfied dependency. Creating bean washer defined class path resource unsatisfied dependency. Index of type 1 type integer could not convert constructor argument value of type java.lang.string. Required type is integer, failed to convert. So obviously you will get that. So if we have another class in there, not integer primitive type, but if you have another class in there, obviously you will get unsatisfied dependency, but you will also get class path as well, because internally it's given another exception. Okay, very nice questions, and let's move ahead. Okay, how to throw error exception here? I didn't understand the question. How to throw error exception here? Okay. Now we want to understand the inner meaning. So let's try to understand inner meaning. We do have exception handling. We can definitely have track and working. Okay. There is something called Spring exception handling and exception route. There is again forward that name Camel. There is Apache Camel, which has an exception routing and exception handling logic. Depending on exception, you can do multiple things in it. Spring, that's an extension of Spring. But of course, this is not which is required for you to learn Spring as well. Okay, but yes, if you are open to learn new technologies, go ahead and explore Camel. Just go apache.camel.org, and it has a lot of stuff for exception handling. If you have anything on exception specific, like if you want, whenever exception is thrown, I need to write a file, or I need to send an email, okay, or I need to put a JMS message, then you can do that. Okay. So here, this get config gives a configuration object. This get config gives a string inside configuration object. That's why I do that. Okay. Nothing else. This is first is the object. This last one is a string. Okay. You saw that last time, Harita, right? pretty simple stuff. Okay, going towards our inner beans example. So inner beans are like defining beans inside a bean, and this is no new magical stuff. This is no new what you call uh, different syntax or something. It's not at all that. It's very simple. It's very predefined. So here we do have a laptop class which is referencing to a config which is lconfig, and this lconfig is defined here. So instead of defining this particular stuff as a reference, we can have internal beans, and you can use internal beans whenever the bean is not going to be used. So if this particular bean lconfig is not going to be reused in entire XML, in entire Spring XML, you can use internal beans. Internal beans has a scope of outer bean. Okay, so what I'm talking about, let's try an example real quick. So instead of having a constructor argument with reference, I will do have a constructor argument for sure, and within constructor argument I will have this particular bean defined. So I will remove it from here and I'll put it right here. Okay, and there is no new magic absolutely 10. But one thing is not required here, and what is that? The bean does not need an ID, because ID is required whenever you will be referencing that bean somewhere else. But as a matter of fact, we already discussed that there is no use of that particular bean anywhere else. So you really don't need this particular stuff, right? So you don't need ID and you are good to go. So right now what's happening is you are saying that the laptop has a constructor argument, and of course you can specify constructor argument name. So you are not stopped here. You can just specify constructor argument name here, and instead of referencing anything else, you can define entire bean within that constructor argument tabs or tags, and this particular name will carry this particular object. Okay, isn't that simple? Isn't that awesome? Spring is very simple to understand. Just remember to follow simple instructions, simple things. Okay, and make sure you understand the syntax of it. Other than that, there is no new magic. Okay, so let's try to see whether whatever we did, whatever changes we did, didn't broke whatever we already wrote. So let's see that. We run this. Okay, it broke it, and let's see what it broke. Unsatisfied dependency exception by permitting. Did we reverted that back? No. Okay. We didn't broke anything. We already broke it, so we didn't fix that. Okay. Laptop configuration is back. So whatever you are doing, you are using internal beans and you are safe. There is no broken piece of code. Okay. Any questions till now? Okay. Before discussing auto wiring, I will also quickly tell you there is a small concept of using collections. You can also use collections, and Spring XML can also help you to pass collection value. Okay, there is a question coming. Wait a minute. Whenever a bean is used for only one particular property, it's advised to declare it in the bean. Okay, I am saying whenever it's not reused. So yes, that satisfies that criteria. So if you are not going to use that particular property again, or that bean again, or values of that bean again, you can definitely use inner beans. Okay, inner beans make it more readable. So if you are really using inner beans, make sure you declare references. What's the problem in references? Then you have to again think about it. Right now we have like 5 beans or 4 beans inside our Spring.xml. Okay, still it's little complicated to understand sometimes, even in this much length. Now, if we are talking about an application having 28 beans defined in here, of course you can split depending on the packages. But still, if you will end up in 25, 26 of beans inside a single thing, and referencing different thing in different way will create a little problem. Okay. Now, inner beans also have a lacuna, also have a problem. Problem is, if you want to use that particular bean, then you have to change your XML, you have to change the property part. Okay, but both like this solution is also wrong, that solution is also wrong. You have to choose which is least wrong solution based on your application, right? Okay, excellent. Questions are awesome. I was telling you, yeah, support for collection. Support for collection. So you can create a collect, you can pass a collection from XML, and that collection can consist of either values or bean references. So there is no restriction on what you can pass to the collection. Collection means anything, list, set, or even map. Okay. So let's decide. Let's add some collections here. In laptop, what can we collect? Accessories. And this is how the config object is injected in laptop class. Yes. So see here, this is the laptop class and this is a constructor argument. Okay. And this constructor argument is injected from Spring.xml. So this is the laptop class and this is it. Okay. And see here, constructor argument as configuration. And if you go back to our Spring.xml, I'll go real slow here. See laptop, I'm defining this constructor argument config. Okay, you can remove the name, it's not required. And here you are passing this particular bean, which is a configuration object. So configuration object is getting created here and will be passed as a constructor argument to the laptop class. So now we are having a constructor argument injection to laptop class. Okay, good. No question is done. Questions. Okay, so let me inject a list here. Have it. List of string. Okay, list of string, and I'll name it accessories and balance spelling. You know that. Okay, these accessories. Let me have. Okay, and now laptop has accessories, we know that, and there are multiple accessories like mouse, keyboard, like Bluetooth connector and all those. So let's have these accessories passed from Spring. Okay, so let's do that and we go back to our Spring.xml. And here is our laptop bean, and here you will have property, right? And what's the name of the property? We catch that, accessories. Okay, and now inside the property, now till now what you did is you just define the value here or reference here. But whenever you have collection, you will go inside the property and you will define those. Okay, and you will define with the help of some elements. And let me show that. There is element called list. You will have similar elements for map. You will have similar elements for set. Okay, and you know use cases when you should use set, when you should use list. Okay, and now you should be very clear about it. Okay, if you still have questions, let me know. Okay, and now within this list, remember that we are writing within this list. You have either
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website h2kinfosys.com. On our website h2kinfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.